At the Krusty Krab, Squidward is at the ordering boat and SpongeBob is looking out from the ordering window. Mr. Krabs' voice sounds on the PA.
Attention. Attention. All Krusty Crew employees, attention. Stands next to them, speaking into a megaphone, get the anchors out of your pants and report to me office. Pause, that will be all. Squidward and SpongeBob follow Mr. Krabs into his office and sit down. I have an important announcement to make.
Who? Hooray! Jumps up on top of the chair and whirls it around. The new spatulas are here.
Sit down, boy. There's no new spatulas.
Sarcastically, how disappointing.
You may know me daughter Pearl. She's growing up fast. Looks at a picture of Pearl and Mr. Krabs in swim attire jumping up from the water. It seems like it was just yesterday I was teaching her how to breach. Me mammalian angel. Oh. Puts the picture back on the wall. Anyway, so she's going to be working here during her summer vacation. She's got a lot of fresh ideas to bring in some hungry customers. A bell rings.
Off screen, hello, Daddy?
There she blows. Leaves the room.
SpongeBob, do you realize what this means?
No new spatulas?
No. It means some bratty teenagers coming in here to tell us what to do. We can't have that. We have seniority, right?
Right. He and Squidward shake hands.
So, we'll work together to protect our pathetic positions.
Okie dokie, Squidward. And then we'll get those new spatulas.
Pokes his head into the office. All right, men. SpongeBob and Squidward walk out of the office. Say hello to me, Pearl.
Hello, Paul. Hugs one of the giant pillars.
Holding a box. Hi, guys.
It makes me jolly as a Roger to have you finally aboard the family business.
Great, Dad, because I have so many new ideas.
Sniffs the air and his eyes conjoin to make a $sign shape. I can smell the money already. I'll be in me office if you need me. Walks off.
What's in the box?
It's a surprise.
I like surprises.
Great, then close your eyes.
Covers his eyes with his hands. I'm ready. Pearl puts the boxes open and over SpongeBob.
Well, I like it so far.
Pearl lifts up the box. Ta-da! Squidward gasps. The bodysuit is pink with purple flowers and on the top are two Ks being held up by springs. It's the new Krusty Crew uniform. I designed it myself. Hands SpongeBob a mirror.
Okay, this is it, SpongeBob. Now tell her how you really feel about that uniform.
Okay, Squidward. Winks to him. Pearl? This is the greatest uniform ever.
Fish paste.
Oh, SpongeBob, you look so adorable. I could just eat you up.
Sorry, Pearl, but this item's not on the menu. Giggles.
Well, I didn't think it was possible, SpongeBob, but you look even more ridiculous than usual.
Don't feel jealous, Uncle Squiddy. I made one for you, too. Squidward holds up his uniform.
Don't bother. Only a fool would wear that.
Bursts out of his office, wearing the uniform. Avast, ye shipmates. Don't these just shiver your timbers? Laughs, then shuts the door, then peeks his head out. Get that suit on, sailor. It's already been paid for.
With the uniform on. The two springs given the Ks fall over Squidward's eyes. Rage. Fury. Irritation. Humiliation.
Squidward is such a barnacle.
A stick in the sand.
But not you, SpongeBob. You are full of style.
Me? Really?
Totally, SBU's fashion. And I've got some completely cool concepts for this old joint, and I'm going to need someone with your kind of talent to help me.
Well, I have been trying to get Mr. Krabs to make a few changes around here. Looks at a picture he drew of Mr. Krabs, himself and Squidward with mustaches.
Why, with my girlish instincts and your sponginess, cut to a view of the Krusty Krab as a deserted place, where a skeleton is sitting at a table. We'll turn this worn-out lunch wagon into a teenage paradise. Cut to Pearl with a notepad, thinking, SpongeBob, what do you like better? The Cootie Krab or the Kooky Krab?
Runs over, for what, dare I ask?
The new name for our new look. I mean, the Krusty Krab has got to go. Who wants to eat at a place they think is crusty? Makes a raspberry, Bleck. Sticks out her tongue and points the pencil towards it to show disgust.
Well, sure it's a terrible name, but this is a terrible place. Therefore, the name should be left alone. Right, SpongeBob?
I got it. How about the chaotic crab?
How about the kissy crab? Puckers up her lips and makes kissing noises.
In royal attire, the king crab?
Holds up a lollipop, which bears an odd resemblance to her father, the candy crab.
Dressed as a jazzy beatnik, the cool crab. dresses as a cowboy riding a stick horse, or the cowboy crab. Appears totally stretched out, the curly crab. Appears as a mad scientist holding a brain with crab-like arms coming from it, the creepy crab. Appears as a crazy killer jungle man with a loincloth and shouts scarily, the killer crab.
Freaked out, no.
You're right, too scary. They both think and finally get the name.
The cuddly crab. Both happily hug and laugh. A rainbow of colors fills the screen. Pearl, SpongeBob and an anguished Squidward stand outside the new restaurant. The sign for the restaurant is now a heart and a cutesy robot Krabs is waving his arms atop it. The restaurant outside itself is tie-dyed with colors and rainbows and the flags are now hearts. Balloons are hanging from the roof and giant lollipops come from the chimney. Pearl and SpongeBob, giggling, walk back in the restaurant. Squidward is so mad that the 2Ks on his uniform catch on fire and he shakes the pole. Millie and Fred drive by in a car. It's a shame old man Krabs sold the Krusty Krab.
That's a darn shame. Hey, lady. Do you know where we can get something to eat around here?
That's it. I quit. Rips off his uniform, revealing nothing under it. A police whistle is blown and a cop comes over and writes him a ticket for indecent exposure and places it between his legs. Inside the restaurant, it's a total makeover. Like Pearl said before, it's a teenage paradise.
Finally. A cool place for teens to just, hang out. Pearl and SpongeBob admire their restaurant.
Pearl, you're a genius. All these young, hip new customers. Phooey on Squidward. He can't keep up with the times. You're a true visionary, Pearl.
Thank you, SpongeBob. I do have 20/20 vision. Blinks bashfully.
Well, hip people have to eat, too. Back to the grill. Is in the kitchen at the grill. The customers may be hot, but my grill is hotter. Pushes his spatula on the grill and imitates a sizzled.
In the ordering window to hand SpongeBob an order. SpongeBob, order up.
2 salads. Never heard of it. I got to stay hip. I don't want to end up like silly old Squidward. But what in the name of Davy Jones's locker is pronounces it wrong, salad? Cut to SpongeBob walking up to Pearl with a tray with 2 Krabby Patties. Here you go. 2 salads.
Ew, gross. Those aren't salads. Take those back. Remove the bun, the patty and the condiments.
But that just leaves the lettuce and the tomato.
Exactly.
All right. Walks back to the kitchen and sadly removes the top bun. Okay, no buns. That's hip. Removes the bottom buns and top buns. No patties. Removes the patties. Happenin'. Crushed. Oh, yeah. That's definitely the coolest meal I've ever saw.
This is so cool.
Walks over with a tray of salads to Naza and Nancy at a table, who are talking. 2 salads. Drops the tray on the table and walks back to the kitchen. That was awful. I hope I never have to tear apart a perfectly good Krabby Patty ever again. I don't think my heart can take it. Screams, noticing the grill is gone. Where is the grill?
Come on, SpongeBob, you're a hip guy. You know that fried foods are out.
Right on.
Check out this new menu I came up with. SpongeBob takes the menu.
Reading it, salad and tea. But where are the Krabby Patties?
Silly, those aren't hip. And you won't be needing that thing anymore. Takes the spatula from SpongeBob. He starts to stutter. I've got something more fun for you to do anyway. Cut to SpongeBob outside the restaurant in a crab suit, waving at cars. One car with Gus stops.
Hey, buddy, you need a ride. I was just on my way to the big doofus convention. Laughs and drives off.
This is humiliating. I'm a fry cook, darn it. You can take away my spatula, but when you take away my dignity, that's when I get mad. I'm going to march right up to Mr. Krabs' office and tell him this is just too much. Walks toward the restaurant, but gravity gets the best of him and he falls over. He struggles to get up and starts to whimper. Cut to SpongeBob at Mr. Krabs' door, outside the costume. Okay, SpongeBob, you can do this. Come on. Knocks on the door and peeks in. Mr. Krabs, can I talk to you? Mr. Krabs' office is just as elaborately decorated as the rest of the restaurant.
Come on in, me boy. Have a seat.
Thanks, Mr. Krabs. Sits down in a bare beanbag chair, but starts to sink inside it.
Don't you just love me new office? Pearl designed it for me.
Has sunk in. Now you can only see his eye. Mr. Krabs, I think we have a problem.
Isn't that the neatest $40 chair you ever sat in?
Has totally sunk into the chair and he sticks out his hand. Sure, Mr. Krabs, but I've got some bad news.
How about my cuddly executive buddy? Picks up a blue stress relief doll, reduces stress for only 5 easy payments of $9.95. Squeezes it as its eyes, nose and ears pop out.
Pops out of the chair. Mr. Krabs, Pearl is ruining the Krusty Krab. Covers his mouth.
What? Why, Pearl is saving the Krusty Krab. I mean, the cuddly crab. Goes over to a picture of a seahorse. What would we do without these beautiful $20 𝘃 unicorn wall hangers? Goes to a strand of lights. How could we ever survive without these $35 heart lights? How could we go on without a sea fern on every last table? Holds one up, it's hip. It's coral. It's losing money. Starts to cry. Oh, you're right, SpongeBob. But I can't fire me pride and joy, it'll break her fragile little heart. What am I going to do?
There, Mr. Krabs. I'm sure there's another way.
That's it, boy.
What's it?
You could fire her. It's okay if she hates you.
That's not what I said, sir. Mr. Krabs brings SpongeBob to the door.
Great then, it's all settled. You fire Pearly, I'll wait in me office. SpongeBob is pushed out the door and accidentally runs into Pearl.
Totally rude, SpongeBob.
Pearl, can I see to you in the kitchen for a second?
Sure, SpongeBob. They walk to the kitchen.
Thinking, how am I going to break it to her? I've never fired anyone before. I just got to say it. Pearl, you're fired. Okay, here it goes. Opens his mouth to say it, but Pearl is already crying.
Crying, oh, SpongeBob. SpongeBob lets out a sigh of some relief. I can't take it anymore. Nothing I do is working.
Sure it is, Pearl. Look at all the hip, young people eating salads.
No, don't you get it? I've been trying to get fired since day one. I was only pretending to like this place to please Daddy. This job is cutting majorly into my social life. Oh, SpongeBob, what should I do?
Thinks for a second. I got it. I can pretend to, air quotes, fire you. I'll take the heat from old man Krabs later.
Grabs SpongeBob in a bone-snapping hug. Gosh, you'd really do that for me? You're a great pal, SpongeBob. How can I ever thank you? Drops him. Deal. Cut to SpongeBob and Pearl walking up to Mr. Krabs' door. Pearl tries to conceal her laughing. Oh, boy.
Muffled, stop trying to break me in half.
Oh no, here it goes. I don't know if I can bear to listen.
Okay, Pearl. We've got to make this convincing. Loud and clear. Pearl, I need to have a word with you. We see Mr. Krabs in his office, sobbing.
Now pushed against the door. Don't be too hard on her. Now. Why does it have to be this way? Sees himself in the uniform in the mirror. It's for the best.
It's not that you haven't done a good job around here, it's just that.
I can't let him do this. Goes for the door, then sees the vault open. It's empty, and a spider crawls around its web. Get on with it, SpongeBob.
Well, we feel it might be in everybody's best interest if...
Whispers, thanks, SpongeBob. Kisses him, then runs off and jumps into a car with all her friends. Come on, gang, the mall awaits. They drive off. SpongeBob runs into the office.
Pearl, you're fired. Mr. Krabs chokes and falls over.
Regaining consciousness. Oh, Pearly. Sniffs, is that a $20? Pockets the bill. Oh, SpongeBob, how could I have done such a thing to me own flesh and blood? Cries.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, I did it. Screams when he sees Mr. Krabs' body. He runs over to a bill behind glass, which is for emergency purposes, and he breaks the glass. He waves the bill under Mr. Krabs' nose.
Really?
There, Mr. Krabs. Pearl took it just fine. In fact, she seemed kind of happy.
That's me girl, tough as nails, just like her old man. Laughs, but how am I gonna get my money back for all this stuff? SpongeBob thinks. Cut to his house, where all the stuff is put up in his house. SpongeBob dances in his uniform to the music.
She's off to bigger and better things.
Gary is covered in stuffed animals and his shell has flowers painted on it. Meow?
Laughing, isn't this great, Gary? And it only cost me 1 year's salary.